Hello everybody, welcome to Raiders Sports Pavilion at Moorpark College, home of the Raiders. This is the Northern Western State Conference matchup between the visiting Oxnard Condors and the home team, the Moorpark Raiders. My name is Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, alongside Ryan Wilmore and Emery Johnson, who are both my color analysts today. So we just got finished watching the men's game. That was the first half of the doubleheader. A little bit of a rough game for the Raiders, but these women have just been amazing this year. They have been just tearing it up in league, and they have just showed their dominance in all games this season, especially by number 33, Emily Johnson. She's a sophomore, great player. What type of impact are you looking to see from her in this game?
Oh, man. Well, just looking back to the first game that I watched, I believe they were playing Allen Hancock. It was just playing the ball so well on the inside. The Raiders were able to make effective use of any turnover that they had. So looking for her to especially step up here against a pretty good Condors team.
The Condors win the tip, and they started off up top with a little bit of motion offense with number 10, Rochelle Bequila. It looks like these women's team, they like to have a lot of motion offense, some pick and rolls as we see a little pull-up midi J, no good by number 44, Ronisha Simpson. Now taking it up is Arikawa. Arikawa, she is a little bit undersized, but she has been a great player for the Raiders, especially of late. Sydney Arikawa is only 5 feet tall and a freshman, but she has just been great out there. A little bit of motion offense, getting it to the number 1 player, Johnson, but the ball is loose. Jump ball. Moorpark wins it. Now, as we've been mentioning, the Moorpark Raiders, Emily Johnson, 5'10" sophomore, but it's not just her size, meaning she's 5'10", that she's dominant. It's also she's a sophomore. When you're a sophomore, of course, that's your second year playing in the league, and you're just so much more developed. Sydney Arikawa for 3. But Emily Johnson, she's just so more, developed as a player since she's a sophomore. She's like a leader in the locker room, and she's able to get all of her girls to be able to circle around her, as we see number 10 with a nice jump shot, Rochelle Bequila, to get the Condors on the scoreboard. A backdoor cut by Desimore. Knocked out of bounds. Moorpark still regains possession. Now looking at Johnson out here, as I mentioned, of being a leader, she's also a vocal leader out on the court. It seems like she's always talking to her players, always showing where they're supposed to go. That's just very big advantage for a team, especially in the 3C2A during conference play, as we see number 2, Elise Munoz Albanez. Now starting back the offense for the Moorpark Raiders, we have number 12, Kendall Gott. Also on the outside, we have number 14, Maxime Hulligan, who shoots the ball no good. 3-pointer just off the mark. Now Arikawa kicks it out to Albanez. Albanez is also a great player. These Moorpark Raiders girls actually have a lot more sophomores on their team than the boys do.
And yeah, as you were saying earlier, excuse me, being a sophomore, it's a whole different story than being a freshman. Once you've had a year of experience, you know the ropes, and you're able to lead the younger girls and build the team up so that next year they can contribute to the freshmen.
Exactly, as we see a steal by the Condors. Simpson dribbling the ball up in the left corner, tries to get a cross-court pass, no good. It's almost stolen by the Raiders, but knocked out of bounds. Raiders still gain possession, though. Starting back the offense, we have Arikawa. Also in the game, there's Emily Johnson. We have Albanez, Desimore. Albanez actually dribbling towards the corner. Also out on the court for the Raiders is Iyengo. Turnover on the Raiders, though. It seems like a little bit of sloppy play in the first few minutes of the game, with the score only being 5 points to 2 points. Moorpark Raiders winning. A little turnaround jump shot, almost like a hook shot, but it looked more around like a jump shot. Simpson with the miss. Desimore going, dribble, drive to the hoop, no good. Knocked out of bounds, but knocked out of bounds by the Raiders, so the Condors will get the ball.
Yeah, D. Simone had a nice drive going there. She just couldn't quite hold on to it and finish.
Yes, definitely against a team like Oxnard, you want to use all of your you want to use as much as you can as an advantage. So when DeSimone tries to dribble drive, that just opens up so many doors for the Moorpark offense. We just have to see. We just have to see her doing that much more today. Knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. It was actually knocked out of bounds by the Condors, so the Raiders will have the ball.
Yeah, and Oxnard's had its struggles this year. They're just they're 5-17, and the Raiders are 16-8. So if the Raiders can jump out to an early lead here, they can demoralize the Condors and put them away early.
Yes, they can. As we see, Emily Johnson, she took a little hook shot, was fouled by the other center on the other team. That was actually number 23 who committed the foul against her. That was Zoe Bowden. First free throw is good.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to come down to the Raiders making sure they take advantage of all these turnover situations, especially when there are fouls committed against them. Being efficient in and around the hoop, if they can get the ball in, they're definitely going to outscore the Condors because they have not been able to show, at least the Condors have not been able to show that they can effectively put up points.
And the easiest way to do that is just by giving the ball to Johnson. Johnson, she's just so dynamic by the hoop. And an easy way to be able to get, better placement for the ball on the backboard, be able to knock down all of those easy layups is just doing the mic and drill. The mic and drill is a drill that everybody's been using, high school, middle school, whatever, college. Pros is just where you go underneath the hoop, you go off your left foot, lay in a right layup, go off your right foot, lay in a left-hand layup, and constantly do that for 100 times, and it just slowly gets you better at shooting the ball, especially close to the rim. So that's what these girls need to do. Emily Johnson, she's one of the best at it, though, in this conference, and even in the 3C 2A.
So, yeah, we have a delay here because it appears to be a problem with the scoreboard. Don't know how long it's going to take them to get this fixed.
So we're going to go ahead and step away.
Yes, we're going to step away with a lead of 5-2 for the Moorpark Raiders. I believe it's supposed to be 6-2.
7-2. She's made both free throws.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It seems like there was just a little bit of trouble with the scoreboard. The scoreboard froze for a second, but now it's back up. The score being 7-2, Moorpark Raiders winning this matchup. But the Condors now have the ball. Emily Johnson, the reason why it was 7 points, she knocked down the past 2 free throws. Another great move by Johnson. When you're at that free throw line, just be poised. Don't listen to any of the fans and just focus on you and the rim. And that's exactly what she did as we see the Condors moving the ball on the outside. A little bit of a deep three. Usually don't see those many deep threes in the women's game. That was Maxine Holguin. But there was a foul against the Moorpark Raiders, actually against number 22, Kelsey Yango.
That's her first
Condors will take the ball out underneath their own hoop. A little one dribble pull up, Jay, and it is good from number 14, Holguin. Holguin had a nice release on that one. That's definitely what you want to see on those one dribble pull-ups. Usually your momentum kind of carries you a little too much when you do the one dribble, and you put a little mustard on the shot, but she didn't, so great job by her. Arikawa with the three, no good. Condors with the rebound. Bakila is setting it up for the team. Seems like they're trying to run some two high post action, a little bit of a 1-4, trying to get some momentum going. Some backdoor cuts as that one was stolen. Albanez going one-on-one. Slows it down a little bit, gives it back to Johnson, to Arikawa, back to Albanez. Johnson just so dynamic in the high post as well. She has a nice jump shot, but she can also pass it to Desimore, who goes in. Excuse me, Desimone.
Great finish by Desimone.
As DeSimone, she is great. That was a nice
Coming
little
off the
layup.
screen.
I was going to say, good ball movement all around from the Raiders there. Done a good job of making sure that they can securely pass the ball around the ring.
Yes, they did, and there is a foul on the court, though. That was actually a foul on Albanez. So the Condors will take the ball out on the sideline. A few apologies just in case if our sound goes out. There's a little bit of technical difficulties going on, but we are sorting it out right now. Now the Condors taking the ball out on the sideline. We have Bakila. Bakila kicks it out to her one. It's basically the one-woman show right now with how Holguin's playing. She has been able to knock down both the points for the Condors. But trying to stroke it from deep, no good. But a great hustle on the rebound. Yep. Unfortunately, it does not go the Condors' way, so Moorpark.
Good effort on both parts there by the Condors, but, you know, they can't quite get the save.
Yes, when you see a play like that, just a player, you know, sacrificing their body for the ball, for the team, that's just great to see. Albanez trying to get the backdoor cut, but Arikawa dribbles it back out. We almost had an isolation with Johnson. That's definitely what you want to see for the Raiders. As we have Iyengo going in, gets fouled on the layup attempt. So she will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with the score of 9 points to 4 points. Moorpark Raiders beating the Oxnard Condors. Raiders taking the ball underneath their own basket. Another foul against Iyengo. That last time it was on the floor, but this time it was a shooting foul, so she will actually go to the line to shoot 2 instead of the last time.
Yeah, she had a great cut going to the basket there, and she forced the defense to foul her and send her to the line.
I mean, honestly, it's the better tactic there because, you know, I'd rather take my chances. She pretty much had a for sure layup there. I'd rather take my chances from the free throw line if I'm the defense.
Just what you're told for the defense. You always want to never give up a wide open shot. So like you said, when you see a layup attempt, you definitely want to foul that person. Don't do a hard foul, you know, a flagrant or anything, but just secure her so she cannot get the ball in.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
A nice steal by Albanez. Albanez unable to get the ball, though. Great hustle on both parts by Bakila and Albanez. It looked like they had Johnson. Excuse me, that was actually Iyengo down low. It looks like they had an isolation post-up. Not feeding her, though. Trying to get some dribble drives going. Good defense, but better offense, able to get the ball back. No good on the missed layup by Yanello. That was Havana Yanello that just came in the game. She's a 5'6" sophomore guard. Pick and roll action, moving screen. Great job by Arikawa to be able to run into the screen, give up her body a little bit so that the Raiders can get the ball, and the foul will be charged to number 5.
Yeah, that's a
and
bad
Manny
mistake
Taylor.
that you can't afford to give up, especially if you're Oxnard right now. That's just turning the ball over and not even giving your team a chance to put the ball up.
Yeah, those moving screens, very hard to determine if it's a moving screen or not, but good job by Arikawa to run into it, so she did not have enough time to set up. As we see Johnson with a nice screen, Arikawa tries to let it loose from deep, no good. Iyengo chases down the rebound in the corner. And that was actually Coffin's corner right there. That's the hardest jump shot to make in the game as Yango misses the layup.
Yeah, you got to make those easy shots there.
Yes, and as I mentioned with the Mikan drill, that Mikan drill, everybody uses it. And for this college game, it's very special because when you have those wide open layups, just knowing where to hit the basketball off the backboard is just the greatest thing to know for a player. A little bit of motion offense, trying to get some screens set. We have Holguin outside, number 14. She is that one-woman show that I was talking about earlier. Trying to get a one-dribble pull-up, no good. Kicks it back out to Holguin. Holguin with the floater. Just hits it out to her main girl for the another floater. No good. Knocked out of bounds by the Raiders, so the Condors will get the ball back. That was number 23, Zoe Bowden, with the floater attempt. No good. DeSimone is back in the game for the Raiders, number 3.
Along with Nilsson, who's making her first appearance.
Yes, Nilsson, one of the great players. Another underrated player, undersized player, number 4. As we see Simpson with a missed layup, number 44. Nilsson dribbling the ball down to set it up for the Raiders. DeSimone dribbling, drive on the baseline, no good. Tequila setting it up. Just sizes up her defender, pops a little midi, no good. Nilsson gets the ball back from a Johnson rebound. Almost looked like that was an alley-oop pass, but a little too far to be alley-oop pass. DeSimone with the 3, no good. And it's out of bounds for the Condors. So Moorpark will take the ball out of bounds underneath their own hoop. Now coming in for your Raiders is Rana Mousround. And then for the Condors is number 12, Kendall Gott, and number 24 is also in the game. Johnson trying to make something happen out of nothing, but gets blocked. Condors now have the ball with Bakila. Bakila kicks it out to her girl, the sharpshooter, no good on the three-point attempt, though, by Gott.
Yeah, Johnson's really going to have to work on making sure she secures the ball all the way through the process of putting it up. Looks like she's not able to get the ball out on the release.
Something that most centers usually do is they keep the ball low when they're dribbling it. They keep the ball low when they're doing post moves, and that's the opposite what you're supposed to do. So exactly, she needs to keep it high and have her elbows out when she goes for the move. A missed layup by Nilsson. Getting the rebound, though, that was mass around.
Yeah, especially when you have Johnson's size, you're really able to, move your body around and, force that space. But she's really getting double teamed here by the Condors, and they're doing a good job of making sure she doesn't create space.
Yeah, they're clogging the middle, not letting her get any easy shots up.
That's a great defensive plan for the Condors. You always have to you never want that star player to be able to beat you. You want that underrated player to be able to beat you. You don't want the star getting all of, the points. You want to be able to defend them as best as possible. As we see a three-point attempt by number 23, Bowden, is good. DeSimone has the ball back again. Nilsson. Little handoff to Yanello. Seems like they're having a little trouble with the motion offense from that strong defense. Yanello tries to shoot it up. I don't think they will. Yeah, they will put her underneath their own basket. It won't be a shooting foul. It looked like she was trying to make it a shooting foul. Actually, it is. She did a good job on that. She kind of did an underhand shot. It looked like it was a little too late, and they would just put her underneath her own basket. But going to the free throw line, Yanello to shoot 2.
Yanello at the line for one more shot.
Now Albanez, Elise Munoz Albanez is back in the game for the Raiders. Yanello knocks down 2. Perfect from the line as we have an 11-7 score. The Raiders in the lead. There's only about 45 seconds left in this first quarter of action. Bakila dribbling, kicks it out to the corner for a 3. No good. That was Taylor on the shot. Bakila gets their own rebound and takes it out. It seems like they're trying to get a little isolation post move. But Holguin will go up. No good on the layup. Yanello able to secure the rebound. Albanez pushing it forward. A 3-on-3. Some good fake passes from Albanez. She knows how to manipulate the other players on the court as being a sophomore herself as she lays it in, but no good. It just gets out of the rim. Holguin leaves it a half court. No good on that shot. End of the first quarter of action. 11-7. Raiders winning this matchup. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a bit. Now at the start of the second quarter, Arequa has the ball. Moorpark taking over in this first possession of the second quarter. Still with the lead of 11-7 for the Raiders. Johnson has the ball at the high post, kicks it back out to Albanez to Arequa. It looks like they're trying to form a triangle offense as we have Johnson, a little mismatch. Smart dribble team by the defense, but Arequa wide open for the three, no good. Racing down for the rebound, though. Great job by Jenkins. Sabrina Jenkins, number 24 on the Raiders.
Whenever Johnson gets inside, there's several defenders collapsing in on her. So if she can kick the ball back out and some of the Raiders can start hitting threes or, deep twos, it could really change the game here.
Exactly. That's the thing we need to do, though, is we need to knock those down. As Johnson, she's a very dynamic passer as well. As we have Jenkins, Sabrina Jenkins, getting fouled on the layup attempt. She tried to go up with the lefty. No good, though. Now she will shoot two. The first one is up, and it is good as we have number 44, Simpson, coming back in the game for the Condors. Jenkins with the second one is good. Seems like the scoreboard is not keeping up with the score once again. There's a little bit of maintenance issues. They may have another scoreboard, another scoreboard freezing incident as we did in the first quarter as they're trying to figure it out. While they're trying to figure out this little incident, we will go to break, so we'll be back in just a bit with a score of 11-7. It's going to be 13-7, Moorpark Raiders winning. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this action. It's 13-7. It seems like they just shot technical free throws for Johnson to be able to make up for those last free throws that Sabrina Jenkins shot and made. They had a little bit of difficulty trying to clear and add numbers on the scoreboard. But now we are back with Jenkins kicking out to Arikawa. Johnson in her special place once again at the high post, trying to do a pick and roll. No good on the attempt, though. Albanez, one dribble pull-up J on the elbow, no good. Bakila now dribbling the ball down for the Condors, trying to set up the offense once again. They like to use that pick and roll, but Johnson not biting on it. She stays with her woman. Looks like Simpson is trying to debate if she's going to shoot it or not. She does pop the three, no good. Arikawa with the rebound.
Yeah, they really baited her into taking that deep shot, low percentage.
Yes, they did. Great pass from Albanez to Johnson. No good on the layup attempt. It looked like that should have been a nice, easy layup for her, but she was fouled nonetheless, so she'll go to the free throw line to shoot two.
That's her second team foul in the Condors. Johnson at the line for 2 shots.
First one for Johnson goes down. Now coming in the game for the Condors, number 5, Imani Taylor. Johnson, second one is good, so now they have a score of 17-7, a 10-point lead for the Raiders with 8 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, good start to the second quarter here for the Raiders. They had to keep building on this and, increase their lead, try to put the Condors away early.
As we see, Albanez poke the ball away from Bakila, so now she knows that she has the upper hand with the defense. Simpson with the layup. It is good. In between 3 Raider defenders as well. You thought that there would be a block on the play, but Simpson able to lay it in. Arikawa passes it to Jenkins. Johnson setting the screen for Arikawa. Johnson trying to get the ball. Arikawa a little bit too much on that pass, a little too far ahead in front of Johnson. Arikawa, she's just almost like Larry Williams of the men's team.
Exactly.
Both of those players are just hustlers. They go out there and they just steal the ball, they rebound the ball, they do everything for the team.
High intensity, leaving it all in the court.
Yes, they do. Johnson not going with the drop step layup, but she goes for the hook shot. No good. Jenkins gets the rebound, though. Arikawa looking for Albanez on the backdoor cut, lays it in, and it's good with the right-handed layup.
Great execution there by the Raiders.
Yes, that is. When you see that the point guard's dribbling towards you or whoever's dribbling towards you, you want to do that backdoor cut because your defender is focused on the ball and not on you. So if you do the backdoor cut, usually it's wide open. I would like to see her try to finish with her left hand, though. She is a sophomore.
Of course.
Yeah, if she can finish with the left hand, it'll just add a whole new dynamic to her playmaking skills, her shooting skills, just her overall game. As we see number 23 with a missed three-pointer, Bowden. Knocked out of bounds. Moorpark getting the ball as we have Nilsson and DeSamore back in the game. There will be a timeout on the court from the Oxnard Condors with a score of 19-9. Moorpark Raiders winning by 10. We'll be back in just a bit. We are now back with Jenkins taking the ball out for the Moorpark Raiders and Nilsson back in the game. DeSamore as well, who fill out the backcourt. Some more movement. Great screen by Johnson, able to set up DeSimore to go in for the layup attempt. No good. It seems like they want a foul to be called, but there is not.
DeSimone's asking for a foul, but they're going to keep possession.
Nielsen taking the ball out of bounds, just kicks it to Johnson. Little safety. DeSimone, Jenkins, Nielsen back again. Great screen by Johnson trying to set up Nielsen to take the layup. Nielsen does not bait on it. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson going in for the layup, no good. Gets her own rebound, comes back up again, no good. She has to use that backboard more effectively as the ball's on the ground. All 4 women around it trying to get to the ball, and it is a jump ball, so the Condors will now get this one. They won the tip. Moorpark won the first jump ball, and now Condors get the second jump ball. Now the Condors trying to set up their offense, getting past half court as the Raiders are trying to pick up a little bit on defense on the full court. Albanez, just a supreme defender, is making her offensive player, the one that she's guarding, having a lot of trouble as we see Simpson no good on the layup attempt. Johnson with the rebound. Nielsen pushing it forward, trying to have an up-tempo, fast beat offense. DeSimone, pump fake on the 3, kicks out to Albanez. A little mini J, no good. The mid-range jumper should be money for her, but just a little too much on the right-hand side for that shot. Bad pass right there. DeSimone on the ground. Nielsen on the ground. Trying to get the ball back for the Raiders, and they do. That was a bad pass by Holguin. Now in the game for the Raiders, Iyenga's back in, and also number 15, Mia Moore.
Yeah, DeSimone sold out for that one. She paid the price a little as she comes off the court limping. She'll get looked at by the trainers.
She does have those little meniscus rings that are supposed to keep the meniscus from flaring up in the knee from hyperextending, so hopefully it's not a knee injury for her. Johnson up at the high post, trying to make something happen. Mia Moore splashes it from deep. Wow.
Doesn't take long for Mia Moore to come in and make an impact with that 3.
Yeah, she is a great shooter. Splash City right there, knocking it off of her foot. Bakila gives the ball right back to the Raiders. 22-9, the score stands. Raiders in the lead with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. It seems like the coach really wants to get the ball to Mia. I wouldn't blame him because Mia Moore's just great with the Johnson screen. Wide open, no good. A little too much mustard on that one. Hit the backboard before it hit the rim. She couldn't bake it in. She couldn't do.
But yeah, if she could really heat up, that's going to be a huge difference maker here for the Raiders. I mean, especially the Condors haven't been able to get into double digits yet.
Yeah, they continued this defense. And like you said, if Moore continues to heat up from deep, that's just going to be a great combination for the Raiders as Simpson misses the layup but gets her own rebound. Looks like they have a little bit of a mismatch down low. Not trying to feed it to her, though. That's Taylor. No good on the layup attempt. It is blocked. Number 23, Bowden. But Moorpark will call a timeout as we have Iyenga fall on the ball. So as we see, just about, 16 to 17 minutes gone in the game. What are your thoughts about how these Raiders are playing right now?
Well, I think all around they're playing well. They do need to execute better on the inside. Johnson, she doesn't have many points, but she's getting opportunities, so she just needs to execute and
she's creating a lot of opportunities, though, is what I think she's doing a good job of today. I think she might know. I mean, they got a lot of size, especially down inside. Johnson's not necessarily able to get the shots off that she would like, and she doesn't have all the opportunities. She hasn't had the best opportunities to shoot right now. Has a couple of them that she missed, but in all reality, she's making it easier for her other teammates to play the ball because she's such a threat down inside that they always have to bring in an extra defender. So I think, regardless of how many points she puts up, she's making a lot of opportunities for the rest of her teammates.
Yes, and the best thing to do when you're double teamed is always look for that person that does not have a defender. You're always going to find somebody, and usually that should be a three-point shooter. As Johnson's up in the high post once again. Mia Moore tries to shoot for 3, no good, air ball. She made the first one. She bricked the second one off of the backboard, and now the air ball on the third. Let's hope that she can make that fourth one
But as you said there, Johnson drew the double team, and she kicked it out to Moore, three-point shooter. Unfortunately, she missed there, but it's a good look.
I think what you want to do is, as an offense, is you want to force them to have to cover everyone else. And once you do that, once you get them to engage in anybody else on the court, that's going to open up Johnson's game, and I think she's going to have a lot better opportunities.
Yeah, they know that she's a threat on passing it and gets those, three-pointers into it. Johnson's definitely going to get some more opportunities. Albanez shoots the ball, no good, a little bit of a midi. Simpson gets the rebound. That last basket that was scored for the Condors was Bakila, number 10. Now trying to set it back up for Oxnard. We have Taylor outside trying to get a screen by Simpson. They're passing it around. Albanez almost with the steal. It looked like that Gott was trying to pop that deep three-pointer. The last time that they tried to pop a deep three-pointer, it was an air ball, as we see Taylor with a nice step-back Bobby Jack, as Neil Everett would say. A nice step-back jumper, and it was good from the midi. Iyango trying to operate outside beyond the three-point line. Albanez Moore gets the ball with the dribble handoff. Nielsen, great motion offense by the Raiders, trying to get something to happen as Johnson gets a contested layup, no good. Iyango with the rebound. Moore is back up top. She has a wide open three-point attempt, but it seems like they're trying to get a better shot. Albanez coming off the screen from Johnson. She has a mismatch. Johnson kept the ball low. That's what she does not want to do.
Yeah, she let a little guard there, grab onto the ball, tie it up, and now it's going to be a Condor possession.
As we see DeSimone back in the game. You always want to keep the ball as high as possible when you're a center. Don't have it over your head, but have it high enough where the defender can't just sneak in and grab it. Taylor now has the ball for the Condors. Trying to make something happen once again. Seems like this Raiders defense has just been pounding the Condors today. The Condors have not been able to take flight. Bakila with the corner jump shot. That was almost in the short corner. It's good, 22-15. Moorpark in the lead with 1 minute left in the first half.
Yeah, closing out the first half here, the Condors have gone on a bit of a run. Moorpark's got to answer that.
Yes, as we see Nielsen almost stealing the ball after Albanez had to post up a nice spin move jumper, no good, as Holguin comes in the game. Now back in the game is also Yanello for the Raiders. That is number 32, Havana Yanello. She's also a sophomore. We have a lot of sophomores on this team, like I mentioned, so they're very they're very capable of doing everything that the coach needs them to do. As we just saw, Holguin did not take steps past the half-court line before grabbing the ball, so it was a backcourt violation. That's always a tricky call to make, because if the ball is over the line and you did not step over the line yet and grab the ball, but your body is already over the line, it's still a backcourt violation, so your feet need to touch the ground first. Albanez going baseline, good on that layup attempt. Only problem, she laid it up with the right hand once again. I would like to see her try to become as ambidextrous as possible. Laying it in with the left hand, that adds a special, that's a special attribution to be able to have as a basketball player. Mid-range jumper, no good for the Condors. Bakila has the ball, trying to make something happen with 9 seconds left. Layup attempt is no good from Simpson. DeSimone has a girl all over.
Johnson did a good job of defense right there, not allowing the open shot. Again, solid team player.
Yes,
all around.
Even having your hand up can distract a player from shooting.
Well, she just, she made it almost impossible for her to get a straight line to the basket, and she had to shoot to the side. She had to move to her right-hand side and shoot off her back foot, and she did not get around it enough.
And the off-balance jump shots, those are the hardest to make. Any off-balance shot, that's usually hard for a player to make, as we just made it at halftime, end of the first half. The score is 24-15. The Moorpark Raiders winning this matchup just by 9 points. We will catch you back with more action in the start of the second half in just a bit.
Thank you, Betty Jean Hanna. Betty Jean is a professional singer and artist. If you'd like to hire her for an event, party, or book a commission for wood burning, check out cards with her number and Facebook page at the ticket booth. Thanks again, Betty Jean Hanna.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to second half action of the Moorpark Raiders versus the Oxnard Condors. The score is 24-15. Moorpark Raiders in the lead. Johnson at the high post kicks it back out to DeSimone to start the offense back up. Nilsson in the game. Nilsson, that 5'4" guard. She's just great and a hustler out there. Bad pass by DeSimone, trying to hand it off to Yango. Out of bounds. Condors get the ball. And with each time that the ball goes out of bounds, there is a stoppage in clock. Now drilling the ball back up for the other team. Gott has the ball, number 12 out there. Simpson trying to do something on the outside. She does not have a reliable three-point shot, so Iyengo should kind of back up off of her a little bit, play some more help defense, as Gott has the ball in the right wing. Hands it out to Bakila. Bakila, a little one dribble pull up, no good. Seems like there's a little bit of extra contact
getting a little
down
feisty down there.
Yeah, it is with this rivalry matchup.
The refs are all right with it, so we'll continue play.
Yes, that was down low with Bowden from Oxnard, and that was Kelsey Iyengo from the Raiders. Albanez not using the Johnson screen. Fadeaway J, no good, but she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. There's just under 9 minutes left. 24-15, the score still stands. Raiders in the lead.
First team foul.
First one is good for Albanez.
Munoz Albanez at the line for one more shot.
Albanez knocks down both.
The Raiders pick up where they were early on in that second quarter. Just making sure that they're efficient with the ball in their hands. They do just that. 2 free throws, 2 for 2.
Simpson now has the ball for Oxnard out on the wing. Looks like they're trying to set up almost a triangle-style offense, but they do not let it set up. They don't let it, materialize. Simpson with the J, no good. Nilsson gets out of it with the ball. Dribbles it up, takes it middle, pass it to Johnson. Amazing pass, nice land.
Basket by Emma Johnson.
Great finish by Johnson there. That's what she was having a little trouble with in the first half was, putting the ball in the basket, but good start in the second here.
Sometimes you just need a little confidence because those easy shots sometimes are the hardest when you think about it. So when you get a little more confidence going, then that's just going to be 100% easy for her as Bakila shoots the ball, Nilsson knocks it out, Oxnard gets possession. But that confidence, that's just something that you need. And Johnson, as being a sophomore, it's easy for her to gain her confidence back. A three-point attempt, no good. That was Holguin. Nilsson has the ball now for the Raiders. Iyengo trying to do a dribble handoff to Albanez. Albanez gets a wide open mid-range J, no good. That jumper was just off. Hit the back of the rim. That's one of the things that bugs players the most when it hits the back of the rim because it looks like it's going in. It looks like a pretty shot, but it's just no good. Travel on the play. That was Bowden. Bowden, she was trying to back down Johnson, and when she did, she took a little too many steps after she picked up the ball. There will be a timeout on the court, though. Oxnard with the 30-second timeout. 28-15. Moorpark still in the lead. We'll be back after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Johnson taking the ball out to Nilsson to start it back off with 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter of action between Moorpark and Oxnard, this rivalry matchup. Nilsson with the floater, no good. Didn't use the backboard. That's what you need to use. That DeSimone gets the rebound. Johnson operating high post. She has a little bit of space to shoot that jumper as she looks for it and pump fakes, kicks it back out to Iyango. Iyango to Nilsson, back to Johnson. Johnson needs to do something as she passes it to Albanez. Great cut right there. That's what you need to do.
Great awareness by Johnson. She didn't turn and look at the cutter, but she knew she was going to be there. She knew she was open, and so she, gave her the little pass there. And
that's what kind of comes with that teammate chemistry. When you know where your players are going to be, that's when you just know when to pass it. As we saw, there was a missed layup by Bowden, but the Raiders now have the ball. Iyango out on the right wing, kicks it back to DeSimone. DeSimone should have done something with that post up. It seemed like she had a little bit of a size advantage as Johnson, after, as I just said, needing that confidence back with that easy layup. Now she has a contested layup and is able to knock it down. That confidence, it does so much for players.
Yeah, and the Raiders are really starting to open this game up now, halfway through the third quarter.
Holguin has the ball. They have a person at the high post trying to get something to happen there. Bowden. Simpson is able to lay it in. Bowden was the person at the high post. 32-17, Raiders in the lead. Nilsson dribbling the ball down the court for the Raiders. Iyango has it now. They do a lot of the dribble handoffs as DeSimone gets a screen from Johnson. Splashes it from deep.
And they come right back and get the turnover.
And that's great. This could be a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
Getting the three, getting the turnover, another three. That's just great as we see Havana Yanello coming in the game.
Yeah, they're looking to make this a 20-point lead here at least.
That's how you know you're really in trouble. It kind of brings me back. You're talking about the earlier years of the Lakers, or at least, 10 years ago. If the Lakers weren't up by 20 points, something was wrong. Right now, the Raiders showing that they have the ability to kind of hold down that high-point lead. They're playing well tonight.
Yes, they are. And even, this defense is just great as we see Albanez now on defense. Now Nilsson has pops the three-pointer, no good. Looked like that could have been an air ball, but just grazes the rim before Albanez has the ball in the right corner. Now setting it back up, DeSimone with a handoff to Yanello. Look for that screen from Johnson. She's always going to set it. She does, but is it just short? It looked like that was not a block. It was just almost like a wounded duck throw in football. Nobody hits it, but you just kind of let it fly.
The good old
Same
Peyton
with this.
Manning throw?
Yes, it is. It seems like you might not like Peyton too much.
Broncos. Ugh.
Yes, I fully understand as we have Holguin. No good on the layup attempt.
She's going to go to the free throw line for two.
With the score being 35-17, Raiders in the lead with just about 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
First team foul. Holguin at the line for 2 shots.
Holguin took her time a little bit on that first free throw, no good. There is a 10-second violation if you spend too much time at the free throw line with the ball, so it looks like it came a little bit close, but no call on that. Second one is up, and it's no good. Simpson gets the rebound, but it's juggled around. Johnson is able to secure it as Albanez gets the ball. A 3-on-3, even matchup, now 4-on-3. DeSimone has the ball, though. Johnson with a mismatch, going up with the right-hand layup, and it's good, and one, Johnson.
Great find by DeSimone there, getting it down to Johnson, who finished and got the foul.
See, as we've been mentioning this whole time, after she got that one layup to go, that was the easy one, built the confidence, able to get the contested layup, and now she was able to get a layup when she was hit on it.
Yeah, she's on fire here to start the third quarter.
Yes, she is. She'll go to the line.
It just comes down to you're forcing the other team to have to play defense against everyone else if you can prove that they can score. So it just opens up her game. She's now getting those one-on-one chances that she really wants. And, Oxnard's really going to have to really paying for it at this point.
And that one-on-one defense, nobody could guard her one-on-one. Johnson does come out of the game real quickly. Seems like she has a cut on her left wrist, but nothing major. She'll be back into it in just a second as we see Bakila has the ball, taking it out to start up that Oxnard offense. (38-17), Raiders in the lead by 21 points with just about 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter of action. Bakila now back to Bowden. Seems like they're trying to work the ball around a little bit. Holguin has it back to Bakila. Bakila one-on-one. Looks like isolation. Gets the screen. Dribble drives to the left-hand side. Little floater, no good. Just off the mark, but the Raiders are able to gain the ball for the rebound. Yanello coming back up. Havana Yanello kicks it out to DeSimone. DeSimone down low, no good. There is a foul on the play. A little shot by Shelby Franco.
Another good find by DeSimone, and there wasn't much contact down low, but enough to draw the foul call.
Fouls on 24 for the Condors, Cynthia.
I think Franco will take it if she got fouled, because that was
Definitely.
an easy layup that she could have made. She almost made it
Exactly.
like a jump shot instead of a layup.
Franco at the line for one more shot.
Franco, first one, no good. Franco goes for the second one, no good as well, but a great rebound right there by number 12. Excuse me, that was actually number 11. Arika was not in the game, but Charlie Amos is in the game. Charlie Amos is her first action, alongside Franco, her first action as well. DeSimone kicks it down low to Yanello. Yanello, a little fadeaway J, trying to go Kobe or Dirk on that. Kicks it back out to Holguin to start the offense for Oxnard. Holguin, it looks like they're still running their motion offense, trying to take a little bit of time, trying to make sure they get the best shot possible, not forcing anything. All three-point attempts have not been good as Gott tries to pass a Holguin out of bounds. A little bit too far left, 3 minutes left in the third quarter, 38-17, Raiders in the lead. Not a lot of fouls so far, 2 for the Raiders, 3 for the Condors right now. Trying to do something down low, but it's foul. That was Franco. Now Franco, she can use her size against the competition. Shelby Franco, she's 5'9", but she's more listed at about a 5. She looks like she could be a 5'11" or a 6-foot tall player compared to all the other players on the roster. Yanello now takes the ball out of bounds under her own basket for the Moorpark Raiders. Trying to set up a little something to be able to get a score.
Foul on 24, Cynthia Ramos. That's her 5th personal.
Now in the game is Simpson for the Condors. A screen by Franco trying to get Albanez open, but we do have DeSimone. DeSimone dribbles to the middle. A nice little scoop layup, no good.
Yeah, she saw the open lane there, and she took it and got the foul, head to the line.
Yeah, it's been a lot of really soft spots here in the Oxnard defense. So it's
Yeah, you know, you get down by 20. Doesn't seem like there's much to play for, but you got to dig down deep and
DeSimone at the line for
put something out there.
DeSimone's second one was good. That scoop layup, that scoop almost looked better than something I would get from Baskin-Robbins. That scoop was nice looking. That was a great little layup, but unfortunately no good. She did get fouled. Gott now takes the ball down for the Oxnard. Now at the high post. Trying to do something with it. It seems like she's a little bit out of control. That's Bowden. Bowden just tries to do everything she can on the offensive side, but she doesn't do it under control. She needs to, go back to the basics as she steals the ball away from Yanello. A little bit of extra physicality down low, but the refs did not call it since Bowden just went for the ball instead of, an arm or anything that could have caused a foul. DeSimone trying to steal the ball, but hits it out of bounds. Now in the game is Taylor.
Yeah, the Raiders are still out here playing tough defense, trying to build on this lead.
it's kind of
never a bad chance to just practice, you know?
Yes. Yes, usually when you're down by, 20-plus points, as we see here, 40-17, Raiders up by 23. When you're down by 20-plus points or when you're up by 20-plus points, usually the coach likes you to just work on plays, work on passing it around, work on new things that you've just implemented in your offense for later games in the season or the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, in a way, you have to treat it like a practice, but of course, I mean, games are nothing like practice, so it's nice to try it out here where, you have a 23-point lead, and then, you can build on it in future games.
Exactly. You get the game environment that you don't in practice, and you're still able to, practice the same things that you would on a regular day. Arikawa takes the ball out of bounds on her own baseline, on her own hoop, and Yanello misses the shot, but there's another foul. I guess I just had the announcer's curse right there because when I said there wasn't a lot of fouls in this third quarter, they just bumped it up to 8 fouls overall.
13 fouls on the Raiders.
Simpson now has the ball. Taylor trying to look for the high post. Bowden, a little midi J, no good. Just grazes the net.
Wasn't a bad look, but the shot was short.
Yeah, usually from a girl like Simpson, you would like her to, operate more down low whenever you're out of a player that's same height as the centers. Usually you want them to operate as a center. So more of the down low position as we see Franco with the lefty layup, no good. 1 minute left in the third quarter.
Another great find by these Raiders guards, though, is, they're hitting these cutters down low.
These guards have been able to, keep their eyes on the basket up the court to be able to find them.
Franco at the line for one more shot.
Franco with the second one, good. 42-17, Raiders in the lead with a 25-point lead right now. They have a 25-point advantage as Simpson dribbles the ball down the court, kicks it back out to Bakila. They're trying to get a last shot for themselves. Maybe a 2-for-1 opportunity. Simpson back to Bowden. Bowden good on the layup attempt. Clock still running. They do have the shot clock on the play, so if the Condors are able to play this right, they will be able to get 2 shots, so they will be able to complete that 2-for-1 that they were trying to do. Franco setting up for the screen, but Arikawa is just going to dribble it down as far as she can so that she does not have to, she does not have to give the ball to the other team. But Arikawa does pop a 3 a little early, air ball, so it does give the Condors another opportunity as Bakila shooting up the left side of the court. Gets the ball, but a long 3 attempt, no good by Bowden. It didn't seem like she needed to shoot that 3, but that is the end of the third quarter, 42-19. Raiders winning this one. We will be back with fourth quarter action after this break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to fourth quarter action, 42-19. Raiders in the lead. And right away, Condors turned the ball over. So great defense by the Raiders. Nielsen, it looked like she could have done a pull-up three-pointer, but as we were mentioning, they want to practice as much as they can since they are up 20-plus.
Exactly.
All right, a missed shot right there. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right, Albanez now has the ball, tries to kick it to Johnson. Johnson unable to field that ball. It looked like she had a nice post-up going, but she couldn't do anything with it. Oh yeah, this one, to this guy. You're good. You're chilling. A foul on the play by Iango. Iango will actually now go to the free throw line to shoot two. 42-19, the score still stands. Moorpark Raiders in the lead. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. Iango, first one is up and is not good. No good on the free throw. That's something that they need to improve. They need to be able to get better at free throws, especially in clutch time situations. Second one is up, and it is good. Of course, this isn't a clutch time situation, but you still want to practice, knocking them down and getting the rhythm.
They do come in with a full court man, though, so, they aren't easing up the pressure too much.
Yeah, they're not kicking back and relaxing with that 24-point lead as Albanez gets the rebound from a one-dribble pull-up J from Bakila as the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Moorpark still has possession. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left. Albanez has the ball. It looks like Johnson setting a screen. She's back at the high post. Albanez goes down the middle. No good. A little too much on that layup. Johnson gets fouled on the put-back attempt and will now go to the free throw line for another 2 free throws.
Fouls on Imani Taylor. That's her third personal. Second team foul.
So at what point do you just start running the clock?
I don't know. I think they would start running the clock. I mean, up by 23 points, and it's not, an overly – excuse me, actually up by 25. They put the point on the other team, but up by, 26 now. And it's not a high competitive game. It's not like a high-flying game, so you would think they would start putting a running clock.
I don't know. It just seems at this point, I don't know. I'm a bad broadcaster. What do you expect?
I feel what you're saying, though.
8:24. I mean, it's not like anything's impossible, but until the entire Raiders offense, I don't know, is incapacitated, I don't see or foresee any type of 26-point comeback. But who knows? I could be wrong.
This would be very difficult to come back from, especially with that strong Raider D, and they're just knocking down everything on the offensive side.
It just seems like
Another
the
turnover
small
there.
mistakes, just like that, turnovers. I
Yeah.
mean, if you can't get the ball in fair territory, if you will.
Inbounds.
Inbounds, yeah.
That is an easily preventable turnover that they were unable to prevent. Johnson has the ball at the high post, hands it off to Albanez. Albanez to Nielsen. Nielsen, it looked like she was going to pop the three-pointer, but decides not to.
Yeah, she had a great setup there. She just didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah. Seems like she's having a lot of great setups tonight, but tries to help her teammates out. As we have Massaround.
Another
Just
foul.
misses that layup.
Condor foul on Zoe Bowden. That's her fourth personal. Third team foul on Oxnard. Maserati at the line for 2 shots.
Massaround now Made the first one. Up for the second. Second one is good. 48-19. The score stands. Moorpark is now still in the lead, up to 29 points. Going to be to 30 after they play a nice defensive possession. Simpson, a little jumper, but she is fouled by Yango.
Yeah, Raiders not letting any shots get off easy here.
That's her second. First team foul on the Raiders.
Yeah, even though they're up by 29 points, they do not want to give up an easy, short jumper. And interesting form right there. It seems like Simpson, when she shoots the free throws, instead of keeping the follow-through, she kind of does the opposite follow-through. She puts her wrist back. I guess whatever goes in.
To each his own.
Oh, she changed it up for the second one as well, but it goes in once again.
Baller.
40. Hey, baller, yeah.
Baller.
If you could change
Hey, if you
your
can do
formation.
it, you can do it, I guess. I mean, shoot. Like you said, to each his own, but, man.
Yes, exactly. And now we have a timeout on the court. The score is 48-21. Raiders in the lead. We'll be back right after this quick break.
Why?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. 48-21. The score stands.
No, it's not.
Moorpark's still in the lead.
You don't use it.
I know. I didn't have it hanging or collecting. I figured you would collect it better than I
Oh, thanks, man.
Moorpark has the ball up. Mouse around. Now Ariqua has the ball. She shoots a three, but is blocked. No good. Hits off of a few defenders, and it is knocked out of bounds. Moorpark still has the ball, still has possession. 7 minutes left. 48-21, winning this game.
Oxnard keeping up the pressure.
Johnson with a layup.
Man, what a just
Good
up and
finish.
over hook
Good finish.
right there.
She doesn't need the backboard.
No.
They now have eclipsed the 50
Can
point.
you even imagine the fact that this is a almost 30-point ball game at the moment? Like,
Just about.
Mm-hmm. They have
this is
been playing
domination. This is what domination looks like. I mean, this is absolutely absurd.
well. Ariqua going up for the layup, no good on the block.
I can only imagine what the Oxnard coaching staff feels like. It's just, what do you say? Like, well, you know.
Try to find a moral victory in here.
It is very
I
difficult.
don't know if there's any to be found, though. Oh, no look pass.
No, you just kind of, you know what you do in this game is you go, all right, well, you know, that game didn't happen.
Yeah.
It reminds me of there's a high school game that happened, I think, 2 years ago where one team won like 105 and the other team scored 2.
Oh, man. That's rough.
Like,
Wow, that's just like Lisa Leslie, Hall of Fame women's basketball player in high school. She had 100, I believe it was 105 points by halftime.
No.
It was 100 and it was like about 110 to 19.
and she accounted for 105
Lord.
of those points.
Yes, she was just dominating. She
Were
had
they
everything
three-pointers
going.
or were they just, you know,
She was just getting everything down low.
Oh, my gosh.
She's the tallest player, most physical. And the only reason why she never got the highest score for points in a game was they called it after halftime.
I mean, but just look at threw it in so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Raiders are definitely the better team here by far.
52-23.
I mean, mechanically, athletically, I mean, on all parts. And the positions that they're playing them the right way. I feel like they don't even know which position they're supposed to play here. You know, Oxnard doesn't have any identity, at least player-wise. They don't know who's supposed to be where.
Yeah, it's hard to figure things out.
Simpson going a little floater. No good, but she's fouled on the play. She'll go back to the charity stripe and shoot 2.
Raider foul on Sabrina Jenkins, her first 13th foul on the Raiders.
Seems like the players are wiping up the court. A little bit of slippery situation down low with the sweat.
Glad everyone's pitching in.
Yeah, even the refs going in there and wiping it on the
Wow.
shoes
Just
to
a
make
solid
sure they
group
get it.
effort all around. Oh, and she got rattled, I think, by someone in the stands was making noise with their feet.
No easy points here.
No.
The fans are still in this one.
Fans are staying till the end.
Oh, man.
Dedicated.
Oh, shoot. Well, you know, she didn't get rattled on the second one.
Yeah, they were messing around with the chairs, trying to cause as much noise as possible. As we have Arikawa dribbling down, DeSimone for 3, splashing it, no good. Nilsson trying to get the contact layup and good.
Crazy. It's just, there's no contest for the ball right now. Like you said, it's a great follow-up. But I mean, there was no one in the area.
Uncontested, yeah.
I couldn't see any. There was no blue jerseys. They were all standing around the ring and like, well, if you're gonna leave it that open, I mean, why are you still playing man at this point?
Yeah, Oxnard's fallen completely flat at this point.
Yeah, one thing when you're going for a rebound, you're always taught, as Bakila missed the three-pointer, you're always taught that you're supposed to not be right underneath the rim. You're supposed to be around it. You're supposed to be.
And there's another wide open layup.
Yeah, you're supposed to be around the. You're supposed to be around the paint. You're not supposed to be right underneath. When you're right underneath, you're never going to get the rebound unless it's an air ball. So when Oxnard was going for that last rebound, they were all underneath, as you said, Emery. So they need to, spread out a little bit, try to get the rebounds. But with 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, 56-24 winning this game for the Raiders. It looks like it's almost all but over, but there was a timeout, so we'll be back after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. 56-24. Score still stands, but the Raiders with a 32-point lead. Simpson has the ball for the Raiders. Excuse me, for Oxnard, and she is fouled once again. It seems like these fouls are just piling up. Unfortunately, it seems like this game is all but over, and the Raiders just want to get out of here. But if they continue, having these fouls, they're not going to be able to get out of here. In the game, though, for the Raiders is Jella Sampson. One good thing about having such a big lead, you're able to put in your new players, and this girl, Sampson, has not been in for the whole game.
She also played on the women's volleyball team, too.
Huh?
And is on women's track. That's actually her sport.
Wow.
But she does a lot of other sports because she likes doing them.
Amazing.
That's great. Keeping active, a triple sport player.
You don't see that too often anymore. Like, I feel like if I went to my head coach and said, hey, because I play baseball here. Ryan, you play football, and Ryan, Ryan Wilmore, he's a football player, wide receiver number 83. Watch out for him next year.
Yes.
And then Ryan Ketchum, you're going to be playing for the men's basketball team hopefully next year as well.
Yes, next season. Couldn't
Yeah.
play this season from transferring, but
Yeah.
looking forward to playing next year.
But the point is, if I went up to my coach and said, "Hey, I want to play basketball," or "Hey, I want to play football next year,"
Yeah.
Coach Mario
no.
Porto, and I'm not throwing him under the bus because this is how the football coach would be too. If hey, I want to play baseball, he'd look at me and go, "Are you serious?" Yeah, absolutely not. You're not doing that.
Especially with how, increased the chance of injury and how much time you had to put in each sport.
Well, especially between football, basketball, and baseball, it's almost impossible to be a three-sport athlete nowadays.
It's
Yeah.
almost frowned upon
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, each sport's basically a year-round thing at
Nowadays,
this point.
yeah. I mean, you still practice every single day, Ryan.
Of course.
I mean, it's not tackle football, but you're out there running routes, doing work, possibly
Getting
passing.
better.
Yeah, getting better. I mean, but for baseball, we don't stop.
Yeah.
We have a 1 month dead period during August, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we're playing from the moment the season starts to the moment the season starts again.
Exactly, just so much work having to put into each sport. As we see, a bad pass, Sampson knocked out of bounds, so Moorpark will still regain possession. 56-24, the score still stands. Taylor just entered the game for the Condors. As we mentioned just a little bit ago, the fans are still here.
Yeah. No one's hitting the exits early.
Seems like the fans, there's a lot more fans than there were last game, last week, because usually the fans, they'll go for the first game. If the men's game was the first game, they'll usually go for the first game and then leave. But these fans are actually supporting these women. So it's great to see out here for the Moorpark College community.
Oof.
Hey, amazing things happen when you start winning.
Exactly. They deserve it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it was for last year at men's basketball. All of a sudden, end of the season last year, when Moorpark basketball, men's basketball was a thing, all of a sudden we started getting people from the school who had never even knew we had a men's basketball team, and then all of a sudden, final games of the season, they're walking in going, "Oh, wow," and we're packing the entire, we pull out the other side of the stands and we're packing this place up. I remember the final game of the season, it was Bakersfield versus Moorpark. We had both sides of the stadium completely filled. Completely.
That's amazing.
Winning does magical things.
Yeah, it does. I'm sure you can attest to that. You guys got a couple pretty big crowds this year for football as well.
We did.
Sampson trying to do something. A little scoop layup, and it's good. Lefty, too.
There she goes.
Basket by Sheila Sampson.
I don't think she has scored this season, so that's why everybody was so excited to be able to, see her get those points. Whenever you can see one of your players that doesn't get a lot of playing time, it's great to be able to see, them be able to score or do something.
Yeah, I mean, and they, like we said earlier, they put so much time into practices and meetings, and it's great to see it pay off in the game.
And actually, Sampson, that's her second field goal of the year.
Yeah, Moorpark women's basketball, something to watch this year. If you're watching online and had a chance to come to the game, you definitely should. They have a very good shot at going to playoffs this year. Do not want to miss that.
Yes, and they should have a long playoff run if they continue playing as they are tonight. Gott has the ball, tries to kick it down low. Bowden, contact layup is good over Franco.
Zoe Bowden.
Nilsson now dribbling the ball down the court, setting up the offense with only 1 minute, 30 seconds left, and still a 30-point lead for the Raiders, 58-28. Another goal that does not get too much playing time was just fouled. That was number 11, Charlie Amos.
Condor foul on Rochelle Bakia. That's her second.
Nilsson taking the ball out of bounds underneath the hoop. Kicks it out of Franco. Franco, little midi J, good.
Basket by Shelby Franco.
And here it comes. The leading scorer for the Condors. She has just been their player today, Holguin. Taylor trying to look for the post up to Bowden. Bowden stretches out from deep. She has not shot a three this whole game, and that's probably a reason why she missed it. But Gott, she shot a three. No good, though. Looks like there's a foul, and yes, it was an over-the-back foul against the defense against Bowdoin. She was a little too physical while trying to get the rebound. So it will now be Moorpark possession.
That's her 5th foul, so she's going to foul out.
And since it's 5 team fouls, they go to the free throw line. So Franco will be shooting 2 shots.
There she goes. Raiders extending this lead to 33.
Yes. And great job at the free throw line to be able to, secure this one.
Wow.
Gets it again.
Great way to close out the game here.
Yes, it is a great way to be able to close out the game on, a strong note as Bakia dribbles down, got D3, Jimmer Fredette range, boom! She gets it down, splash.
3-point basket by Kendall Gott.
The ball goes out of bounds, so Moorpark now has possession. It seems like this may be a little too late for a comeback from Oxnard while being down by 31 points.
Still playing aggressive, though.
Did she have to?
Moorpark's going to head back to the line.
Did she have to commit?
Never give up.
Yanella will be at the line for 2 shots.
Moorpark holds a 31-point lead as they have doubled up, and now it's 32 points. But they had doubled up the Condors there.
That is a big accomplishment when you're able to double the score on another team.
Holguin goes and sits in the corner. Down on offense, she's back up now.
Bakia shoots the contested leaner, no good. Yanello has the ball. It seems like Taylor's still trying to play defense and trying to foul, but she doesn't. Samson passes it back to Nilsson. Nilsson just holds the ball as 10 seconds, but the defense is up on her. I hope no fouls are called, though. Nilsson just trying to finish the game. Down 2-1, and the game is over. 64-31. The Moorpark Raiders won this game by 33 points against the Northern Western State Conference rival, the Oxnard Condors. I believe we all know this was just a great game from Moorpark. So for Nathan Espinoza, Emery Johnson, Ryan Wilmar, all of our staff, cameramen, technical director, everybody up here working with us, they did a great job. So for everybody, my name is Ryan Ketchum, and we'll see you next time.
And make sure to tune in next week for the Raiders action. We'll be coming back on Wednesday. And actually, we'll be seeing you on the 8th, the 11th, and 15th, or on the 11th against Ventura College at 1 p.m. See you there. And then the women's game afterwards.